Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Canadian Trade X from Timmins, Ontario. We're now featuring our last speaker in our Tech Talk series today. And today, a very familiar face to many of you that are familiar with Canadian Mining Expo, Rory Dredhart. He's the VP of ClearSky Software as well. And he's going to present today on automating audience identification. And I'm sitting back with bated breath. Rory?
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I'm at the age where I need glasses, so bear with me. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we automated IDs. And there's an interesting story behind this, but before I begin that, I'll just introduce a little bit about the company, who is ClearSky Software Solutions. And you're going to get the 20-second speech. So we're an agile software solutions team. In fact, we're 4 people. So you're looking at a senior engineer, a front-end developer, a graphics person, and myself. I'm involved in product development, project management, as well as business development. We've been doing this for 15 years. I would say that our expertise is the development of business growth software solutions. And I'm really proud of this next statement, and I'll explain it. It says, what makes us unique? Well, I think if I was to describe that, it would probably be pragmatic. We're pragmatic. And I can explain that through an example, because this happens every now and then. We get our team together and we're brainstorming. We're talking about a solution for a client, and we get all excited, and I'm always over the top. And our senior software developer always comes up with this line. He says, how about this? And the solution that he comes up with is simple. It's not overly simple, but it is simple to understand and simple to implement, and it achieves mostly 80% of what I envision. And so anyways, pragmatic. We're very pragmatic, and that's, that's very fortunate, because my brother, who I provide all of his software, wants an overly simple solution that isn't expensive. So, in addition to that, being an entrepreneur, we are results driven. I know at the end of the day, it's all about results. And if we can't produce the results, the client won't hire you again, et cetera, et cetera. So, I've got to put the glasses on. Okay, so the purpose behind this talk developed maybe 6 months ago. My brother approached me and he said to me, it would be really nice if we would be able to identify a process where we could grow our audience. And we began to think about it, and we came up with a solution, and we're going to introduce the solution in the later slides. But one of the reasons why this is a bit of a challenge is because the slide that you're looking at is the actual results of a Google AdWords campaign that we performed last week. We were targeting very specific keywords, and we were looking for conversion, and this is the results that we were able to get. You could see that we got 439 clicks, 2.4 thousand impressions. It cost us $1.32. It cost us $1.32 per click. And the total cost of that campaign was $580. Some of the metrics that we were able to uncover was that 38 people converted. They used a specific discount code to gain entry into the event. Our conversion numbers were 11.55%. The cost of acquisition was 15.26 cents per relationship. And you don't have to think very hard and say, well, you know, if I want to bring in 10,000 people and it's going to cost me $15 per person, it's not attainable. So what we did, and we use this as a comparison. So we've been databasing emails or relationships for 10 years. You folks are in have come to the big event. We're collecting data. We know who you are, where you work, blah, 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 blah. And so we've amassed 20,000 emails and IDs. And so we just put them out into our email. We generate an email, and we send them out. And this is what happened. So our old contacts who we've had a relationship with, a previous relationship, and that could be thought of, they've come to more than one event, maybe they're a supplier, et cetera, was 4,300 people. And our new contacts, which we don't really have a relationship with, a very deep relationship, maybe they've signed up to the expo, et cetera, or inquired about something. So these were the results that we obtained. We got 608 clicks from 4,300 and 556 clicks from 3,200. And we generated 187 expo passes from our old clients and 205 expo passes from our new clients, or new contacts. So when we look at the cost per conversion, it represented 34% of the clicks converted, and the cost per conversion was $1.31. So let's look at this. We've got Google AdWords, which is going to charge us $15.26 per relationship, or we could send out emails to existing clients, and it costs us $1.31. So what is the key thing here? The key takeaway for me is that we need to establish more relationships. We need to find more individuals, nurture these individuals, and get them on board in some capacity. And you could see it's now, affordable. So what did we do with this? So we're going to now talk a little bit about this project. And it's how do we build relationships that are affordable? And we have a process. We start by, first of all, asking we need to answer the questions. What are the client's expectations? What are the goals of the business? Is there a focus on growth? What steps are they taking currently to achieve their growth expectations? And it's important to realize that not all clients or all customers have that in mind. They don't go out of their way to grow their business. And I would honestly say that this solution would not be a match for them. If they're happy, if they're operating at 100% capacity, they have no more ability to expand, why would they want more customers unless they acquire more capacity? Okay? So we go in and we talk about the clients, or we talk with the clients and we develop a relationship and we understand their needs. And together what we do is we build a persona. So we begin to understand what is the composition of their clients. What are the characteristics that can define who they are? And today we're talking to individuals connected to the mining industry. We have some HR people out in the audience. Possibly we have academic organizations who are looking for students. I talked to Steve about sophisticated investors and junior mines, always looking for access to capital. So what we would do is we would build a persona of the individual or their best client or their best customer. And some of the characteristics we would look at would be geolocation, interests, experience, job title, company name, age, gender, income, and certain cross sections that could be easily found. So we now have a persona. And what we do is we take that persona and that it was constructed and we apply it against a huge data set. And what we basically do is we employ scripts to large data sets. The scripts that we use are based on natural processing language techniques that breaks down and stores sentences into text, and then our algorithms will parse the stored text and identify speech and entity tags that match our interest. And from there, what we end up with is a cold list that has levels of relevance. Okay, so we did that. And what I'm disclosing to you folks is that I wanted to make this a little bit unique. So we're showing you actual results that we obtained. So when we put this data set, when we put this persona into the data set, we uncovered after 4 or 5 days, 20,550 individuals with their emails who are connected to the mining sector. It roughly cost us, or cost Glenn, $1,000. Now, let's see here, we're moving forward. Next steps. So what can we do with this data set? Well, what we really want to do is we want to know way more about each individual ID. So we'll enrich, we'll go after each ID and find out what we can do, what we can get from them. And what we source is any public information that is available on social media, public directories, forums, and we do have relationships with, I was talking to Bailey earlier, with data aggregators, and we basically have a co-op agreement where we will share information. And what we're really doing is we want to expand on their interests and other parameters. The more we know about the individual, the more customized we can make the solution, the better the conversion. Now we have an enriched list, and what we would want to do with that enriched list is take Glenn's best clients, and we'll analyze those best clients. Let's say we're looking at 500 attendees or 500 suppliers who came to the show. And what we'll do is we'll develop a comparative analysis of Canadian TradeX clients versus our data set. And so we started with 20,550 individuals. Maybe we'll get it down to 5,000. Okay, and we're moving forward. The list is getting smaller. Now, so we're at 5,500 individuals. What we need to focus now on is developing a relationship with those 550 people. So how we would do that is, we need to test different channels. We need to figure out which process is the best. And at the end of the day, when we look at the process, we're also discovering the cost. So it really depends on the individual audience that we're looking at, and the type of client, and whether they have the profit margin within. Each client generates a specific amount of profit margin for the company, and this is a solution that you probably wouldn't do if you were looking for an audience that spends $20 or $15. Because it's just not, it's not cost, it's just too costly. Now, I had told you at the beginning, or I told you a few minutes ago, that this is a dynamic project. So we haven't completed, let me go back here. We haven't completed, we are right here. So we're at step 3. So this is what I want to do. Those individuals who are interested in becoming part of the project, we will walk you through our results. We will show you what we're doing, okay? And we will share it together. In fact, I'll even ask for your feedback and your input. And that's basically my presentation, folks. Do you have any questions? Thank you.